Hi children, I am Ananthesha TPCKGHS Holalkere. Today I welcome to our English class. Dear students, we are learning lesson 3rd, unit 3rd, the prose sections in second language, 10th standard, state syllabus. The title of the lesson is Gentalman of Medio and Medio. So we already learn about the author. So first we are going to short brief on then about our storyteller. This lesson was written by A.S. Medio. So he was an author, narrator, and storyteller. He was also a good famous lawyer in New Mexico. So he was also a mediator of the public service. So he was handled most of the legal cases about the property issues. So and here he knows many languages, especially in Spanish and then American language. So he was playing a very important role in this lesson. So this story is really happened in the New Mexico. So the storyteller tells about the story about a old man. His name was Don Anselmo. Don means not only for the memories, but here a Spanish meaning is a what we say respectable or reverence to one old man. Sir. In Kannada, we are saying Sriman, Samman, Ashwita, yes, Srimati, yes, like that. So a man, gentleman here, gentleman means, gentle means a soft and a good quality nature. So man means a human being. So gentleman means a human beings and a good nature person who lived in the New Mexico, especially in the Santa Fe County, New Mexico, in United States of America. So Don was a old man. He was a very different, and he was very different, and he was his nature and principle. He was a man of principles. Also, his appearance and his gesture was totally different. So the storyteller narrate about the stories, how the old man lived and what he was his occupations, and how he was wanted to sell this property to American. So there are it takes to many months negotiations. Negotiation means a official discussion. So finally, the old man was decided to sell then his property. So the property he had 8 acres. So he was tilled the land. He sent us, our forefathers also tilled their land. He was tilled. Tilled means flowing and then farming. So in this farm it was very beautiful. He wretched and quaint and a good and small house was to be built in the farms. So his house was very beautiful and small, wretched and then quaint, and he planted many fruit trees, bearing trees, but the trees were having many branches and lumps. So and he maintains a good garden in his farms also. Dear students, so these are the explaining about the nativity of the place of any nation or their any village or their or locality. So here, how the man was love is nativity. So the A.S. explained the brief notes. So how their life was lifestyle in the village, especially in the hilly region of New Mexico, so Santa Fe County. So that name is Medio and Medio. So this is the place of where the Don Anselmo was lived, and he was till and fall clothed them. so very happily. But one time he was ready to sell his property to the Americans. So they takes to many negotiations, many official discussion. Finally, he come to and told the author to I visit your office and sign to your sale deed. So finally, he come to one day to visit the office. So, but the time the ASD, the author or the storyteller or narrator was in the office. So he first looked at the appearance of the workman. So he explained and narrated the appearance of the Daman. So he thought that he was in a he wear the old hat and old coat, and it was very faded and its color was very green, soft or very partial color in green. So the storyteller looked at his appearance of the old man, and he also compared the how he had to be in power. So he can't be in can't be in senator cotton. So senator cotton means a person's in a 1912 to 1917, he has to cover in the hilly region of the Santa Fe County. So look like he was look like a senator cotton are the members of the any powerhouse or authority. So he that type of person he has appears in the visiting of the his working place or the service office. So perhaps and he wore then a hand gloves. The gloves were old and torn. They are fingers are tiptoed and so he was removed easily and very carefully and very slowly, because they are very soft. So the man was removing all his clothes, and he had put in one what do you say a stick. That is the stick was looked like a skeleton of skeleton of what we say broken umbrellas. So it is an worn out umbrella, and a person, one young boy was came with along companies of old Ananthesha. His name was he was a young and a tall and blackish boy. He had very curly hairs, and he was a bodyguard to the Ananthesha. So when he came to the office and removed all his properties to and handed over to that person, that young boy, the lad was very obedient to the Ananthesha. He had been a gazer eyes, like a deer eyes. So this is the appearance of the Ananthesha. And next we go to so the storyteller tells about the old man's time. So when he came to the office, first he respected to the normal audience or those who are came into the office to solve their problems. So he respected all the audience of the audience and remove his hat and slowly say that good morning everybody, and what we say, how is our children, how the people are there living their villages, and what was the weather about, what was the about rain and the weather. So he asked many people, and he gave and shake hand to all shake hand to all, and he asking about the difficulties and joys and sorrows. So this is shows to the a man how he had a good behavior and a good habit. So these are all liked by the storyteller. So especially Mansanlo was a really a don, or he was a honorable and a very generosity person. He thought himself like that. So once, and he also compared to the appearance of the Ananthesha like a silent comedian in comedian of world famous comedian. His name was Champion. Once he was acted as a what we say acted as a janitor. Janitor means a word, a bodyguard or a gatekeeper. So he was working in as a bank, and he playing or acting as a very good janitor, like with the bank managers. So he thought that look like as the like of the down syndrome. So he was janitor and janitor player. These are all we are learned in the before classes. Now we are moved to read or go to the fourth paragraph. First I read the paragraph, listen carefully, and we are underlining the difficult words. Dear students, shall we start? Okay. There was a great deal of conversations about the brain and the family. He was very proud of his large family. Finally, we got down onto the business. Yes, he would sell as he had agreed for $1,200 in cash. We would buy, and money was ready. Don Solo, I said to him in Spanish, we have made a discovery. You remember that we sent that surveyor. We have made a discovery. We sent that surveyor, that engineer, up there to survey your land, so as to make the deed well. Well, he finds that you are own more than 8 acres. He tells us that your land extended across the river, and that you own almost twice as much as you thought. He didn't know that then Don Anselmo, he didn't know that, and now Don Anselmo, I added, these Americans are the Gente. They are the good peoples, and they were willing to pay you for the additional land as well at the same rate per acre, so that instead of $1,200 you will get almost twice as much, and the money is here for you. This is the fourth paragraph. Over. Next we move on to the fifth paragraph. See the paragraph, dear students. The old man hugged his head for a moment in thought. Then he stood up and stared at me. Friend, he said, I don't like you have speak to me in that manner. So I kept still and let me have his say. I know their Americans were the good people, and that is why I have agreed to sell to them. But I do not care to be insulted. I have agreed to sell my house and land for $1,200, and that is the price. Sixth one, I argued with me, but it was useless. Finally, he agreed and did and took the money, but refused to take more than amount agreed upon. Then he shook hands all around, put on his ragged clothes, took his stick and walked out with the boys behind him. Dear students, so now I will stop here. So I explain the fourth paragraph. So when one day he came to the office, so finally he was agreed to sign the sale of tree. So what happening in this paragraph? This paragraph explain the deal of property. So let us. There was a great deal of conversations. Deal means the property issues was legally was decided. When he come to the office, first suddenly he was respected to the all the visitors in the office as they are seated early before he came to the office. So first he asked him about all of how you are, hello, hi, this type. So first he asked about the rain and his family. So yes, usually we are all asking to our when we visit to our relations. So we are talking about then how you are for our children, how you are family, what about the rain and then the crops, and what is the condition here. So how is your life was going on. So this like the man that Ananthesha was asking about all of and he was very proud of his large family. So and he also explained his their nativity or their neighbors and their village peoples. So I am. So he introduced himself. I am Ananthesha. So I came from Mexico, Santa Fe County. I lived in the Medio, and I have a big family. So all families totally about 100 and more than peoples. So like that. So finally he got down to the business, and when secondly he asking to the storyteller. So what is then happened? Let us come to then a deal of then property selling. So about their business. Yes, he would sell as he had agreed for $1,200 in a cash. So already the police storyteller when convinced the Ananthesha. So how much you are wanted to agree to sell your property. So the Ananthesha told that I wanted to sell my property to $1,200. So but he is also said to the Ananthesha, there is no credit, but the amount I want to need for the cash. So the Americans are also wanted to take this property because it was very fruitful and very fertile and very calm and very attractive. So they are wanted to live their life happily and very peacefully in that village. So they are enjoying the nativity of the atmosphere. So they are also wanted to decide to pay their amount to in cash. So the Ananthesha told the Ananthesha, your amount is ready. You come and sign here to dealing of the property sales. So let us we would buy the money was ready. The Ananthesha, I said to him in a Spanish. So are you bring the amount? Yes, I will. The Americans also told that Ananthesha, we are ready to buy your property. So here the cash is here. Take this, and then Ananthesha is also agreed to. I also sell their money. There is no obligations. There is no complications. I want to sell because I want to sell our property to Americans only. So why he was telling to Americans? because according to Ananthesha, Americans were the good people. They are also a very nice gentlemen. So he told proudly, yes, we have made a discovery. Afterwards, this was over. So the A.S. Edilo was telling the Ananthesha, when we are buying your property, so we are first legally we discovered the how your property. So we are estimated to survey your property. So how much of their acres are there in Rio Free County? So we are sent in a surveyor. What do you mean by surveyor? Surveyor means a person who measured the land according to the measurable instruments using them. So we are like in survey department, they are using the chains. So they in Kannada kunte 40 kunte 40 kunte like that. So this is survey. So it is because A.S. Edilo was a very strict, because he know what are the problems are arising when the property selling. So he thought and decided very clearly. So he sent to the surveyor to measure and estimated the land how much how much was. So another engineer. So engineer means a person who constructed the building. He is called an engineer. So they are also measured with their property and house also. So discover you made a very discovery. You remember that we sent that the surveyor and engineer up there to survey your land as to make the deed. So we are mentioned in the sale deed. So how its length, what are its lengths, and east and west, north and south. So which properties are claims and all. So these are all mentioned. So because this is a property selling, so it's a civil or legally case. So the Ananthesha thought that when we are selling property or buying them someone else, so there are many years they are go to the court and legally to solving. So these are all problems are solving initially. So the Ananthesha was sent to the surveyor to survey the or measure the lands. So finally they found the surveyor gave them report to the Ananthesha. They measured very clearly and surveyed. So it is surprised because the Ananthesha has assumed that then our property is 8 acres. But here the Ananthesha property was more than 8 acres. So this is that surprise or the discovery or discovery. So what we say next 8 acres, he tells us that your land extended across the rivers and that you own almost twice as much as you are thought. So A.S. Edilo told the Ananthesha, so we are sent to the messenger surveyor. So he gave them report. So your land is totally spice. So we are ready to pay your double amount or twice amount as you wished. Before you agreed the sale date, we are bring extra amount also. So because here we are knowing Americans also a good people, they are not a cheap persons are there, cheap people. They are also good people. They were also taking the property with a legally and very good manner. So they are bring a extend extra amount to the extra land. They are ready to pay. But he didn't know that and now the Ananthesha I added these Americans are the buona gente, they are the good people, they are willing to pay your additional land as well, the same rate per acre, so that instead of $1,200, you will get almost twice as much, and many more money is for you. So finally, the Don Ensemble told that so your agriculture land or then your farms are very extended over than river. So the people of Americans or the good people, they are they are ready to, they are wishing to ready to the extra amount to the as you are agreed to the sale rate. So here the amount is ready, you take this set to the dominance level. What was the reaction about this official discussion? Let us see in the fifth paragraph. The old man hugged his head for a moment and thought. So here this is shows how the man was really a gentleman. So we are all going to before we are when we say ready to sell our property, but we are all what we say, we are all commercial minded. We are changing our speak nowadays here. But the Ananthesha, when he gave them an agreement, when he agreed, so never he changes. He never receive extra money or extra amount. So this is shows to them that Ananthesha was a very gentleman or generosity or then sympathize man here. So hug his head for a moment and thought. Then he stood up and stared at me. So when the A.S. Edilo told to them, these are all the matters to the Ananthesha, fine. Suddenly he was scared, he was surprised and stood up. Stand is present tense, stood past tense, stood participle, and standing is V4. Here he started saying. So, friend, he said, he means Ananthesha. He using then how he was using then his language in Spanish. Yes. So he called then A.S. or mediator as a friend. Friend, I don't like to have to speak me in that manner. So don't be say I never expected an extra amount. I am a Don Ensemble. I am a respectable person in our village from to this Mexico. So don't say in that manner. He is wanted to buy a new extra amount. So don't say in that manner. In that don't be treated like a commercial minded like that. So I kept still and let him have his say. I know these people are the Americans are the good people, and why I have agreed to sell to them, but I don't care to the insulted. So here he was in a very what we say, he was very angry. So why the author was said to like to me, treated like to me. So I am a man of principle. So I am not wanted any money here. So I have agreed to tell my house and lands for $1,200, and that is the price. So he finally told the Ananthesha, I wanted to sell my property on my house and then land only for $1,200. This is the price of I agreed in before this. I also accepted, but I am never to take any extra amount of extra lands. This is the Ananthesha. So don't be sad in that manner, friend. So this is the explanation of the fifth paragraph, and I will stop here. Next class I will continue to this lesson. Thank you, my dear student, listening. Thank you, my dear students. Now I will stop it. Thank you.